So I think the first thing I heard was get to know the person that you're planning to call before you call them, because they're giving you all the resources to understand about them. And then I think second, and I think a number of out of the four even said this, Brian in particular, is deep listening. Listen,
Yes.
Don't start selling, listen. And keep asking questions. As Brian said, people like talking about themselves. So keep asking questions. So third would be listen, listen, listen. And then I think third, what I heard was keep asking questions.
Yeah. And also just, being consistent, right? Every single day I drive to work, drive home from work, I typically make an hour call and I get to know an individual. So sometimes people are bad at listing things on their profile, and you call them and you have a great conversation and you find out so much about the individual that was not listed. And there's so much power to the platform because a lot of individuals just want to speak, right? And they list themselves at $1. So the power is also in not always
$1 for 10 minutes.
Some people charge $1 for 10 minutes because they're okay with the volume of calls coming in at $1. And if they're getting too many calls, they can increase it to $10, $20 for a 10-minute block of time, of course.
Okay. And then I think maybe the fourth thing I heard is like, oh, well, where do I begin? There's so many people on the OWL platform. Well, there's search capability. So if you want to search for, I'm in Atlanta, I'm looking for a real estate agent, or I'm looking for a realtor, people on OWL tend to list things like where they're located and what their profession is. Then it's possible to do a search to find perhaps some needles in the haystack of where to begin, so that you're beginning a conversation with someone who's actually in your market that is doing something related to potentially either being a potential buyer of real estate photography in general, virtual tours in particular, or if they get to know you, like you, and trust you, be in a position to refer you to someone else that's in the market.
And that's big because a lot of people in our community see a lot of value in referring that individual they're speaking to another community member. So like Brian mentioned, when you called him, he'll have a conversation with yourself, and then he'll bump into another real estate professional or photographer, and then they'll say, hey, you have to speak to Dan. And I do that all the time. So it works as a really great connecting tool where, LinkedIn works well with that, emails work well, but you have people live on the platform. So when you refer someone, right after a call ends, you potentially hop on another OWL phone call, which is pretty unique.